Number one is appropriate locations. Appropriate. I always say that there is no good or bad location, it's just appropriate. Because what is appropriate for this particular script may not be appropriate for another one. So I prefer to use words like appropriate locations, appropriate costumes. So is your location at that moment appropriate? Don't argue it out. Don't out of lack of planning just get somewhere and just hijack a place. I've had. Thankfully, I can't say I've actually been on such locations too many times, but I've heard of locations where they will carry the camera and they will be looking for where they can use. This is a location that they have been planning for some time, and they will be looking for where they can use. Let's use this place. Let's use it. No plan at all. Some are even, it is right there with their camera, with the cast, with the crew, that they are asking for permission. I'm not talking about situations where they were disappointed. No. They had made their plans, but they were disappointed. That can happen. But I'm talking about those who did not even plan any location. Get appropriate location. Think outside the box. In one of the tips that we did, we're talking about predictable locations. Avoid predictable. Many of some locations only, you want to do a film, you do sitting room, bedroom, church, and all of that. There are certain scenes that can be shot in a place that can necessarily be described. Places where I call outdoors. Think outside the box. Think of creative locations, unusual locations that will still help you tell your story. Now, see, in A Tenant in Hell, we wanted a place where the thugs and the touts, the garage touts will be meeting, like their hideouts. The cliche normally will be to get one uncompleted building or one place under it. No. But my crew and I started, this is the concept. Let's get an unusual place. We searched and started. We put it still. And that's why it's called Reki. You go and check it out. You discuss it. And one of us just suggested, there's a theater-like building somewhere. And we search it out. A good location increases the dramatic effect of your film. It helps you tell your story. It wows the audience. It also helps your shots. So get one of the condiments in filmmaking is appropriate locations. Out of the box locations that will still help you. Unpredictable locations. Not the normal run of the mill location. Number two condiments in filmmaking is mastery of language. Mastery of your language. English is our second language for most of us. So I understand that we struggle a little bit with the language. But if the language of your film is a particular language, doesn't matter, try and master it as best as you can. One of the reasons that make Idowu Oluwaferanmi, like some of you will know her, stand out in particularly most in her acting generally is the mastery of the Yoruba language.
Ewúrẹ́ kúkú wọlé àpọ́n tó jùrù lélé ni. Kí làpọ́n gan rí jẹ débi pé wúrẹ́ orí nǹkan jẹ. Jẹ́ mọ́ lọ. Bàbá dóko ń lọ mọ́ wá nǹkan jẹ.
Many times that I'm directing her, I actually ask her to flesh up. I give her the lines and I ask her to flesh it up. Just give her the understanding and just go ahead, flesh it up. And she brings some sentences, some proverbs that everybody on location has said, wow, where did you get this from? Mastery of your language add beauty to your film. The mastery can also come from the scriptwriter. It can come from the director, it can come from the actor. But let it be mastered. If you don't master the language, you'll find yourself struggling with the lines, picking your lines, talking slowly, picking the lines, and then it's no longer natural. It becomes, what are they saying? I mean, look at the way I tell some of the actors, talk naturally. Talk the way you talk naturally. Don't get on location and say, thou givest. Talk naturally. Talk there is a way you talk. There is a way you write English. There's the way you say it. There's the way you write it. The same thing with, okay, Yoruba for me. Maybe the same with Igbo speakers and other languages all over the world. But the way you talk is different from the way you write. Formal. Writing is more formal. Talking is more informal. Talk naturally. Don't say because you're acting, you not change the way you talk.